We're here today to celebrate success in two areas. One is Project Momentum, which works with schools that need improvement, and it's been so successful that 109 schools have emerged from improvement because of the success. The school we're in is one of those schools, and we'll be talking about that. The second area is something called Core Knowledge, not to be confused with Common Core, which is knowledge-based education. And when we get done talking about Roosevelt, I'll be telling you about core knowledge. So let me start out telling you about Project Momentum. Michelle is the one that brought Project Momentum to our department. She was the chair of education, the Education Committee in the House of Representatives, and she wanted to know what worked. And so she looked at schools that had made a lot of progress and kept that progress, and called them and said, "What are you using?" And they all said, "We're using Project Momentum." So she adopted that and brought it to our department. I knew her because we ran against each other, but I was impressed with her in that process. And so we're celebrating the success of Project Momentum as a way of getting schools out of improvement. And in the case of this school, or in the case of the Roosevelt District, they have, is it this school or the Roosevelt, or the doubled there?
This school.
This school has doubled their proficiency rate in the last year. So that shows the So I'm going to ask you guys to cheer for your teachers, and you're going to be judged by how loud. I'm going to count to 3, and then I want you to cheer for your teachers, and you're going to be judged by how loud you are. You ready? 1, 2, 3. So these are the elements of Project Momentum: mentoring principals and superintendents, helping teachers understand the standards, planning lessons, formative assessment, which means not waiting till the end of the year to do a test, but do tests as you go along to see how the students are doing and where they need help. Collaborative teaching: when teachers work together, they do better. And when they're in isolated areas and there might be only one math teacher in the school, Michelle has got them in touch with other teachers that teach the same thing in other schools online, so that they can have somebody to collaborate with. And quarterly goals, and constantly checking against those quarterly goals. And it's resulted in amazing success. 109 schools that have graduated from needing improvement. And we're here celebrating the Roosevelt District, and we're celebrating this school. And so I'm going to introduce first. I'm going to introduce the principal, the superintendent, or the
Superintendent.
Okay, superintendent.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you, Superintendent Horne. I'm Dr. Danny Portillo, the superintendent of the Roosevelt School District, and I'm really excited to be here at Cesar Chavez School, one of my favorite schools in South Phoenix. I love this school. On behalf of the district, I want to recognize the real source of this progress. Project Momentum is a phenomenal support to our district, but I do want to recognize our students and our families and our dedicated teachers and staff and the leadership here at Chavez Elementary School. Their hard work and belief in Si Se Puede drive this school's improvement, right? Si Se Puede?
Mm-hmm.
¿Se puede o no se puede?
Sí,
Si Se Puede. I also want to thank our governing board and recognize our governing board. We have 2 governing board members here today, Ms. Peña and Dr. Hodge. I want to recognize them for their unwavering focus on student outcomes. They keep us focused on equitable access and rigorous academics at all of our schools. Their leadership keeps our district aligned on what matters most, and that's excellence in our instruction. We are proud of Cesar Chavez School. We know it reflects the larger truth. When our community commits to high expectations for our students and we commit to evidence-based practices, our students are rising. And also in Roosevelt, we believe that each of us is the genesis of change. So Genesis begins within each one of us, within the kids, within the staff, within the parents and community. Y también quiero agradecer a nuestras familias que hablan español, a las madres de familia que están aquí hoy. Gracias por venir, por su apoyo y constante confianza en nuestras escuelas. Ustedes son fundamental para el éxito de sus hijos. Juntos seguimos construyendo un futuro más brillante para nuestra comunidad y cada uno de nosotros somos el génesis del cambio. So thank you so much. And with that, if we can have our board president come up.
Yes, before we do that, I'm going to present you with a certificate, and people can take pictures of
Can
it.
we have our principal come up too?
This is the Academic Progress Award presented to Cesar Chavez Community School, recognizing progress, resilience, and pursuit of excellence, making remarkable strides toward academic success.
Thank you.
So we'll hold this so that they can take some pictures.
Yeah, sure. Let me, if we can. There we go. Thank you.
Okay, and the board president has some.
Thank you. I will.
Yeah, because I don't want to block the kids here. Come on, baby girls. Can you get in front of us? There you go. Yeah, get in front of us. Come on, Mama. Don't be nervous. There we go. Okay. Yeah. Can you hold it? Okay. Here, you hold it. Hold it right here. There you go. Thank you. Put it down so they can see your beautiful face. There. All right. Smile, be proud.
Okay, did we get all the pictures?
Thank you.
The board president is going to take you.
I'll step out of the way so that. Come on, boys, come back here. That way you can see. There we go.
Good morning. I'm Dr. Ashley Hodge. I am the proud president of the Roosevelt School District Governing Board. It is truly an honor to take a moment to recognize Cesar Chavez School for an incredible milestone of moving out of school improvement. This is no small accomplishment. It reflects dedication, consistency, and a belief in what's possible for our students. Under the leadership of Principal Chavez, the school community has shown what happens when instruction, collaboration, and high expectations come together. Principal Chavez, your steady leadership and commitment to continuous growth has made a real difference, and not just in data, but in the confidence in the success of your staff and students. As a governing board, we remain committed to improving student outcomes. Moments like this remind us of why focus matters when we monitor our goals and support stays centered on students. Progress follows. To the teachers, staff, and families, and students, thank you for believing in the work and staying the course. You've proven that when we move together with students at the center, everyone wins. On behalf of the governing board, congratulations to Principal Chavez and the entire Cesar Chavez Elementary community. We are so proud of you.
So we've just celebrated the school and this district, and the project Momentum is the method that has worked in helping schools that need improvement. Now I'm going to talk about the second thing that we're celebrating today, and that is a system that helps schools that are doing well do spectacularly well. And it's called Core Knowledge, not to be confused with Common Core. Core knowledge is knowledge-based education. There was a trend with some educators to say knowledge isn't important because you can look it up. The main thing is to teach students how to acquire new knowledge. Well, as it turns out, the best way to acquire new knowledge is to have knowledge, because knowledge is like Velcro. The more you have areas you can put your new knowledge on. And I'm sure everybody's had this experience. if you're reading something for which you have what we call domain knowledge, you're familiar with the area, you absorb it quickly. Whereas if you're reading something in a new area, it's much more difficult. You have to read it more than one time. So this is the key of core knowledge. By having students have a lot of knowledge. For example, in the early grades when students are learning to read, don't just read stories, that's important, but also read history and science. And then the students become knowledgeable in those areas and they can learn them better. And this is the spectacular success of core knowledge. And we have 3 schools that illustrate that. I'm going to start with the American Leadership Academy, which has in reading 65% proficiency compared to the statewide 40%, and in math 64% proficiency compared to statewide 31%. So if Amaris Lewis wants to come forward. Thank you.
Thank you, Superintendent Horne. I echo what you said. Core knowledge is important to me, and it is very important to our students and our children. Proficiency is just a measure, but we want to ensure that students know how to read, but that you know what you're reading. And so I would just like to accept this on the behalf of American Leadership Academy, and we will keep pushing and striving to improve our students' understanding and their depth of knowledge.
Okay, we'll pose for a picture.
Yes, thank you. Thank you.
The second school we're celebrating of the 3 is Candeo School's Peoria campus. Kimberly Marchesotto, can you come forward, Kimberly? Kimberly was at Paradise Valley when I brought core knowledge to Paradise Valley. I was served on the school board there for 24 years, and now she's having spectacular success. Language or reading, remember, statewide average is 40%. She's at 83%. Math, we're at 31% statewide. She's at 79%. So that's wonderful, wonderful success. Do you want to say a few words before I give you your...
Sure, absolutely. I would first of all just like to thank Superintendent Horne for his support over the decades of education in Arizona for knowledge-based education. He talked so beautifully about it a few minutes ago, but having worked in education in Arizona for the last 3 decades, I have seen the immense power of a knowledge-based education for our students. So I thank him for his continued support in bringing that to our students. And I thank the other core knowledge schools who are here for all their efforts in providing a really rich education for our students. So thank you so much.
And finally, Challenge Charter School. Wendy Miller is the owner of Challenge Charter. Her mother served on the school board with me. I've known Wendy since she was a toddler. And listen to these numbers. Statewide reading is 40%. Wendy is at 80%. Statewide math is at 31%. Wendy's at 79%. That's a spectacular performance, Wendy. Congratulations. You want to say a few words?
Sure, thank you. Yeah.
I'll get this ready for you.
Good afternoon. I'm humbled and proud to be standing amongst so much excellence and so many high-achieving educators. So proud to be in this company. We are celebrating our 30th year at Challenge Charter School this year. So this success is attributed to 30 years of our team, our families, our students, their hard work, but absolutely to the content knowledge power of a curriculum like core knowledge. So each year, we've been able to show this proficiency and success no matter who comes into our school, and we welcome all learners based on that power of knowledge. And so we thank the superintendent and Department of Education for being such strong supporters of academic excellence.
Congratulations, Wendy. Thank you so much. So now we're open to questions, and I'll ask Michelle to come back in case there are any questions about Project Momentum, because she's the expert. Anybody have any questions?
So the improvements are based on standard test scores or whether,
Yeah, standard test scores we give at the end of every year, and which measure proficiency.
So were these, again, from year to year, from last year to this year?
Yes,
Where's the
year to year.
From where?
Yes.
Yeah, so it's 2 years. So we've seen them more than double in the past 2 years.
From
Most of it in the past
the end
year.
of the end of 23?
So end of 23 to end of 24 to end of, so the 22-23 school year to the 23-24 school year to the 24-25 school year. So when they took the test last spring, it had more than doubled from where it was 2 years ago.
And these are just the standardized tests?
The state assessment, yes.
State assessment tests. Were there any changes to the tests over the past couple of years as far as questions or the same?
No, it's different questions every year, but excuse me, the statewide average hasn't moved much, but this school has doubled their proficiency rate.
I just want to double check. I know the release is at 108 schools and
It's 108, yeah.
109, it's
108.
108, sorry.
No, it's okay. I just want to make sure we got it right.
Yeah.
Okay. And then, again, obviously, we're here to talk about 108 schools who have shown improvement. Have there been some that have not shown improvement?
Yes, improvement is a long process. It takes a lot of really dedicated work. It takes dedicated students who, sorry, I've been sick. It takes dedicated students who really want to learn and put in that effort. But we have some schools that continue to struggle, and we are really working with them to help turn that around and help build the capacity they need to see that change also.
Any other questions from anyone? If not, thank you all for being here. It's wonderful to celebrate academic success, and we have schools here who have demonstrated that. We didn't want to have 109 schools here, would have been unwieldy, but we'll be mailing them their certificates. Thank you all very much.